The Ark of the Covenant is such a sacred object that it could be only viewed by the purest of people. It was also very dangerous. As the Bible records, it could destroy cities, spread plagues, and burn people alive. What happened to the Ark of the Covenant is a question that fascinated theologians, Bible students, and archaeologists for centuries. In today's episode, we will look at some of the theories as to where the Ark of the Covenant is today. At the same time, do not forget to subscribe to this channel to receive notifications about the next episodes on YouTube. So let's begin our journey in time. In the 18th year of his reign, King Josiah of Judah ordered the caretakers of the Ark of the Covenant to return it to the temple in Jerusalem. This is the last time the Ark's location is mentioned in the scriptures. 40 years later, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon captured Jerusalem and raided the temple. Less than 10 years after that, he returned, took what was left in the temple, and then burned it and the city to the ground. So what happened to the Ark? Was it taken by Nebuchadnezzar? Was it destroyed with the city? Or was it removed and hidden safely away, as evidently happened when Pharaoh Shishak of Egypt raided the temple during the reign of Solomon's son Rehoboam? I say evidently because if Shishak had managed to take the Ark, why did Josiah ask the Levites to return it? If the Ark was taken in Egypt, the Levites would not have possessed it, and therefore could not have returned it. Interestingly, Revelation 11:19 mentions the Ark as being in heaven. Then God's temple in heaven was opened, and within his temple was seen the Ark of his covenant. And there came flashes of lightnings, rumblings, pearls of thunder, and an earthquake and a severe hailstorm. This verse has led some to speculate that the Ark was taken up to heaven to be preserved there. But the Ark that John sees in his vision of heaven is probably not the same Ark that Moses constructed. We know that the articles in the tabernacle were copies of the heavenly things, and that the sanctuary itself was but a copy and a shadow of what is in heaven. Revelation 11 deals with the sounding of the seventh trumpet, which ushers in a final round of judgments upon the earth. John's glimpse of the Ark is probably meant as a reminder that God has not forgotten his people, that he is present with them, and that true worship will be restored in the future. The non-canonical book of 2nd Maccabees reports that just prior to the Babylonian invasion, Jeremiah, following a divine revelation, ordered that the tabernacle and the Ark should accompany him, and he went off to the mountain which Moses climbed to see God's inheritance, which is Mount Nebo. When Jeremiah arrived there, he found a room in a cave in which he put the tent, the Ark, and the altar of incense. Then we read that he blocked up the entrance to the cave. However, as we follow the narrative, some of those who followed him came up intending to mark the path, but they could not find it. When Jeremiah heard this, he reproved them. The place is to remain unknown until God gathers his people together again and shows them mercy. Then the Lord will disclose those things, and the glory of the Lord will be seen in the cloud, just as it appeared in the time of Moses, and when Solomon prayed that the temple might be gloriously sanctified. It is unknown if this second-hand account is accurate. Even if it is, we will not know until the Lord comes back, as the account itself claims. Other theories concerning the whereabouts of the Lost Ark include Rabbi Shlomo Goren and Yehuda Getz claim that it is hidden beneath the Temple Mount, having been buried there before Nebuchadnezzar could steal it away. Unfortunately, the Temple Mount is now home to the Dome of the Rock, an Islamic holy site, and the local Muslim community refuses to allow it to be excavated. So we cannot know if Rabbi Goren and Getz are correct. Explorer Wendell Jones, among others, believes that an artifact found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, the enigmatic copper scroll of Qumran Cave 3, is actually a treasure map of sorts, detailing the location of a number of precious treasures taken from the temple before the Babylonians arrived, among them the Lost Ark of the Covenant. Whether or not this is true remains to be seen, as no one has yet been able to locate all the necessary geographical landmarks listed on the scroll. Interestingly, some scholars speculate that the Copper Scroll may actually be the recorded reference in 2nd Maccabees, which describes Jeremiah hiding the ark. While this is an interesting speculation, it remains unsolved for now. Another option is proposed by the former East African correspondent for The Economist, Graham Hancock. He published a book in 1992 entitled The Sign and the Seal: The Quest for the Lost Ark of the Covenant, in which he argued that the Ark had been stowed away in St. Mary of Zion Church in Aksum, an ancient city of Ethiopia. Explorer Robert Korniuk also believes the Ark may now reside in Aksum. Actually, Ethiopia has many locations where local people claim that they guard the original Ark of the Covenant. The belief is often connected to the fact that Queen Sheba visited Solomon, and since then Israel had special relationships with this part of Africa. Interesting places in Ethiopia that seem most intriguing as to the location of the Ark is the town of Lalibela and the Tanakirkos Island on Lake Tana. But Ethiopia is not the only country in Africa that claims it has the Ark of the Covenant. Archaeologist Michael Sanders believes the Ark is hidden away in an ancient Egyptian temple in the Israeli village of Jahara, but he has yet to actually find it there. Next, an example that you might find a little bit exotic. There is an Irish tradition maintaining that the Ark is buried under the Hill of Tara in Ireland. Some scholars believe that this is the source of the Irish pot of gold at the end of the rainbow legend. There are also the claims of Ron Watt and Tom Crotster. Watt is claiming to actually have seen the Lost Ark of the Covenant buried under Mount Calvary. Crotster, on the other hand, is claiming to have seen the Ark of the Covenant on Mount Pisgah near Mount Nebo. Both of these men are held in low esteem by the archaeological community, and neither has been able to present any proof of their claims. In the end, it seems that the Ark remains lost to all but God. Interesting theories like the ones presented continue to be offered, but the Ark has yet to be found. The writer of 2nd Maccabees may very well be right. We may not find out what happened to the Lost Ark of the Covenant until the Lord himself decides to reveal it. And so let's end with that our today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I encourage you to comment. You can also subscribe to this channel to stay informed about the next episodes. You can also support me by clicking on the join button on my channel main page. This will certainly help me to improve and create more presentations. Have a great day and see you soon.